The phone wouldn't stop vibrating. Once, twice, then again. I watched it from across the marble counter, unmoving, as if it belonged to someone else. 71 missed calls by sunrise. Same number, same name. My daughter-in-law. I didn't answer. Outside, the Alps were quiet. Snow caught the early light like polished bone. Switzerland has a way of making noise feel unnecessary. The message preview lit up. "Why didn't you tell us? Please call me back. We need to talk." I poured my coffee slowly, let it steep, let the silence do its work. 24 hours earlier, I'd been standing in a school courtyard strung with cheap fairy lights, paper plates, loud music, my stepdaughter laughing too hard with her friends, high on attention and borrowed confidence. She saw me, rolled her eyes. "Relax," she'd said loudly, deliberately. "He's not my real dad, just some guy my mom married." Laughter, sharp, public. Something in me went very still. When I corrected her, quietly, privately, my wife exploded instead. "She is not your daughter," she shouted. "Don't correct her." People turned. I smiled. Not because it didn't hurt, because I understood. That night, I lay awake beside my wife and listened to her breathe. Even, calm, the breathing of someone who had already decided who mattered. I replayed the moment over and over. Not your daughter. Don't correct her. It wasn't just the words, it was the speed with which she said them, the certainty, as if she'd been waiting. For years, I'd paid quietly. Tuition, tutors, therapy, a car when she turned 18, another when she totaled the first one. I never raised my voice, never demanded gratitude. I believed patience was strength, but patience, I was learning, is only invisible power until it's withdrawn. I thought of Thanksgiving last year, the way my daughter-in-law had laughed on the phone. "If you want to join us," she'd said, mock sweet, "come wash the dishes." I remembered replying with one word, "Enjoy." I hadn't gone. Small moments surfaced now, comments that didn't quite land, a shared glance between my wife and her daughter that excluded me by a fraction of a second, late-night calls that stopped when I entered the room. I wasn't angry yet. I was curious. Curiosity is colder than rage. I didn't confront anyone. I reviewed. Bank statements first, the way money flowed like a confession. College deposits rerouted through accounts I didn't recognize. Insurance policies I wasn't listed on. Then phone records. Family plans are very honest things. Numbers don't lie. Patterns do. I noticed one contact, saved under a woman's name, called my wife every night after I fell asleep. Long calls, intimate durations. I hired someone, quietly, professionally, the kind of man who knows how to disappear from a room without leaving a shadow. 3 weeks passed. At dinner, I asked my stepdaughter about college. She shrugged, bored. "Doesn't matter," she said. "Mom said it's covered." I nodded, smiled. At work, I transferred assets. Trusts reshaped themselves under my signature. Accounts closed. Others froze. At night, I stood on the balcony and felt the cold sharpen my thoughts. I wasn't losing a family. I was auditing one. The envelope arrived on a Tuesday. Thick, heavy, final. Inside were photographs, reports, timelines. My wife hadn't just been unfaithful, she'd been careful. The man was an old flame, wealthy, present, very involved in my stepdaughter's life long before I entered it. DNA confirmation sat at the bottom like punctuation. Not my daughter. The words landed differently now. That evening, I placed the envelope on the dining table. No accusation, no speech, just paper. My wife went pale as she flipped through it. Her hands shook. She tried to speak. I raised one finger. She stopped. "I know," I said calmly. "I always wanted to." She cried, loud, uncontrolled. I watched, detached. When people beg, they reveal exactly who they think you are. The next morning I made 3 calls. the college administrator, the dealership, the credit officer. Everything I had built for her, gone by noon. By evening, my stepdaughter was screaming. My wife was hysterical. Accusations flew like broken glass. "You're punishing her," my wife shouted. I shook my head. "No," I said, "I'm correcting you." When the phone rang 71 times from overseas, I didn't answer. I sent one photo instead. My villa, the view, the silence. Power doesn't announce itself. It withdraws. I left without drama. No divorce speech, no public reckoning, just absence. In the end, they didn't lose money. They lost access. I sit now with my coffee cooling, watching snow erase footprints on stone. The phone is quiet at last. I feel no triumph, only clarity. They were never my family. They were a transaction, and I've closed the account.